All right, guys, welcome back to Kentucky Basketball Access. I am Michael, and look, last game disappointing. I was actually there with my wife, 4 rows behind the Gonzaga bench. Not going to get into the game very much. You know, there's a lot of things we could talk about. Why did we play a 2-3 zone, a 3-2 zone, a 1-3-1 zone, a matchup zone? Why do we continue to allow them to score 50 points in the paint? A lot of questions and legitimate questions, okay? And we'll get to some of that here in a second. But what I want to first just talk a little bit about is there's a lot of Big Blue Nation, as I've said before, is the most passionate fan base in the country, college basketball. And you could even argue the most passionate fan base in general. There's some other competitors, but Kentucky basketball is in a class and a league of its own. But here's the thing. I'm hearing a lot of people talk, okay, and some people who have, large platforms. And let me just say this. The objective for us as Cat fans, and even if you're just a fan in general and you're watching this because you're interested in, maybe you're interested in what I have to say. I'm grateful that you are, possibly. The objective is for them to win, right? We want them to succeed, do well, win, perform at the highest level. Okay, I played, not that that's that big of a deal, but just coming from an athlete, I played college basketball. Not at a high Division I level, okay? But I did. And I played sports all my life at a very competitive level. And I can just tell you this, that, let me go back to something. Here we go. We're good. If you want your team to succeed, those athletes to perform at a high level, the coach to perform at a high level, there's got to be positivity, a positive vibe, okay? Not that you can't critique, not that we can't critique, but here's the thing. If there are negative comments swirling, even if they're not hearing it, the vibe, the posture, it has an impact. And so what I'm saying to Big Blue Nation, the Cat fans who are watching, who are tuning in, is guys, maintain the positivity, okay? I could list different examples of different teams in the past who had pretty poor records, and we don't have a horrible record. For Kentucky standards, we don't have a great record. What I'm saying is the season's far from over. We're wanting them to perform at the highest level, to succeed at the highest level, to win a championship, okay? Which we have the talent, we have the pieces to do that. So what I'm saying is we need to have positive vibes. Not that we can't be disappointed, frustrated. You're talking to a kid growing up. One of my punishments was my dad taking away Kentucky basketball. Very passionate. Thankfully, in life, I'm able to balance out my passion. I think in a decent way. My wife would maybe say differently when I'm watching a game. But, I'm passionate. You're passionate. You wouldn't be watching this if you weren't passionate about the Cats. Okay? What I'm saying is if we could kind of temper our analysis. And here's what I want to say about Cal. Look, for sure, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, there were some inexplicable things in the previous game. Why do we not do certain things? Why do we not adjust? Okay? I get that. But here's the thing. There's a time to have the conversation about Coach Cal's future after the season. Right now, it's almost inconsequential to have that conversation because we're not doing any good by trying to run him out of town during the season. He's not going anywhere for this season, okay? Now, at the end of the year, if we end the year similarly to the previous years, the last 3 years, then we can have that conversation, and I think it's totally merited. But right now, it's almost pointless to have that conversation because it's doing nothing but actually hurting our team. All right? That's just not, at the end of the day, we want Cal to succeed because we want the team to succeed. Even if you don't like him, and that's a different story. Okay, so I just want to address that right now. And I know there's a temptation to be like, well, who are possible Cal replacements? And again, that's a conversation to be had, but not right now in the middle of the season when we're trying to right the ship, which we can completely do. I don't have to mention 2014, right? We had 11 or 12 losses in the NCAA tournament. We were an 8 or 9 seed. Remember that year we played Wichita State in the second round. They were undefeated. We beat them with Julius Randle, James Young, the Harrison twins, Dakari Johnson. Unbelievable year, right? Okay, we have more talent on this year's team for sure than we did that team. There's no doubt about it, no debate. We absolutely have a more collectively 1 through 10. It's not even close. So what I'm saying is let's just see how this year plays out, okay? And then at the end of the year, let's analyze a little bit, okay? That being said, moving forward, okay? One thing too, we have not had all of our guys healthy. Trey's been out, and even when he was playing the last few games, I was, even my first video that I dropped, I'm like, man, Trey, there's something going on with him at Florida. Played bad, had 5 points. The next game against Tennessee had 0 points. He's arguably, our most important player on the team. So if he's not playing at a high level, no wonder, man. Like, we've lost with him playing at a low level. Think about this. With him playing at a low level because he was hurt, and with him not playing, okay, we are 1-4. He was playing at a low level against Florida, low level against Tennessee, didn't play against Vandy, didn't play against Gonzaga, okay? So we are literally 1-3, okay? So think about that, all right? Just put that in perspective a little bit. And then DJ, who again, like, DJ's probably our fourth best guard behind Reeves, Reed, and Rob. But still, he's an important call. He's averaging about 12 points a game. He's getting 3 to 4 assists per game. He puts pressure on the defense. He's a very important asset. We have not had him fully healthy, Trey fully healthy in maybe a month. Okay, so we've got the pieces. All right, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be disappointed. Look, there's no reason Kentucky basketball should lose 3 straight home games in Rupp Arena. There's no reason. I completely agree with that analysis. Tonight we got Ole Miss, and I'm going to drop this right before the game. Okay. So they have a guy named Alan Flanagan, and if you remember Alan Flanagan, lefty, can shoot the ball pretty well, highly athletic, rebounds the ball well, averages a little less than 16 points per game, around 7 rebounds. He's a transfer from Auburn. We've seen him before. They're going to be active. Chris Beard, he's a phenomenal coach. He succeeded, I believe he was at Stephen F. Austin. Then he went to Texas. Stephen F. Austin, Texas Tech, and then Texas. He's succeeded everywhere he's been, okay? They're 18-5 this year. Don't have the greatest record. I think their net is between 50 or 60. But say this is going to be an extremely competitive game, all right? We just got to win the game. It's like Al Davis from the Oakland Raiders. Just win, baby. We have to finish out this game and get a W, all right? And then we're going to be, I think, 7-4 in the SEC. Look, the SEC, I don't care what anyone says. It's still in play. You think about this. I think we're close to controlling our own destiny. If we can win out, I don't know, hey, that's a strong, strong statement. What I'm saying is to throw the towel in, to be like, oh, this year's a wash. No, that is not true. And you know what? I think, I'm 1-3 in my last predictions, all right? 1-3? Yeah, I believe I am. I'm 1-2, okay, my last predictions. All right, look, I think we're going to win this game. I mean, for us to lose 4 games in a row at Rupp Arena, or 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row at Rupp Arena, it's hard for me to see that. And I just think, look, it's sink or swim at this point. There's no, middle ground. There's no neutral ground right now. Our guys, and I think what we have to see tonight against Ole Miss, and moving forward, especially when we play Auburn this Saturday, because that is going to be an absolute intense, electric atmosphere in Auburn. And you're not going to find a better atmosphere in college basketball, really, than Auburn. I mean, Bruce Pearl's developed a squad down there in an environment that just is super exciting. Let us address this really quickly. We got to show physicality tonight. Ole Miss is going to take it to us. That's the blueprint. The teams that beat us, take it to us, give us a punch in the mouth, get us back on our heels, and then everything else. Because look, if you're playing tentative, if you're not playing physical, I don't care who you are going to be the inferior opponent. We have to be the one. We have to start out strong tonight. We have to get out strong. We have to be physical. We have and again, we have to guard the 3-point line. Guard the 3-point line. Don't give up easy transition buckets, easy buckets with penetration. We have to guard the lane. And again, this is something that's very simple, okay? And I was talking to Tony, he'll be back on soon, my co-host, Tony James. He mentioned this, and I'm going to give him props for this because this is an excellent observation. The postmen, who for the most part, without Trey, were pretty frail, right? Pretty kind of lean and limber on the front end, in the front court. But they've got to work to push their guy off the block. If you catch the ball deep, and I was at that game, time and time again, guys were catching the ball in the post near the block. If you're not rooting your guy out, pushing them up towards the perimeter, it's not going to happen. But again, I'm hoping Cal will adjust a little bit. Look, at the end of the day, look, I know Cal's not a zone coach. Jim Boeheim wasn't a man-to-man coach. And you saw how Jim Boeheim ultimately, dude, you can't just play zone all of the time, especially in college basketball, and think you're going to win games. And it's similarly to us. We're not a great man-to-man defensive team right now. Can we get good by the end of the year? I still think we can. I think we need to switch it up a little bit. And hopefully, we'll be willing to kind of switch up the defenses a little bit, but that's not Cal's MO. And that's, I get it. but I think that there's going to be some important strategizing as far as kind of changing the defense a little bit just to kind of get the offense out of rhythm, perhaps, because this team, they have 3 guys who average 14 points or above. Leading scorer is Matthew Morrell, averaging a little less than 17 points per game, okay? They have guards who can play, guards who can shoot at guard. They're not going to be as physically imposing as the team we just played. They also have this 7'4" player from Western Kentucky named Jamarian Sharp. Dude's going to be like, he's averaging almost over 2.5 blocks per game, okay? So he's not physically imposing, but so maybe our big men tonight, Z may have a bigger game tonight, Aaron may have a bigger game. I'm hoping our slight frame is more conducive for a game like this. But the bottom line is we can't just hope, because we're going to play teams who are going to be bruisers, and we got to be up to the challenge, because those guys, even though they're slight framed, doesn't mean you can't work, doesn't mean you can't play physical. Super important tonight. Look, prediction. Look, I think we score 90 against this team. I think it's going to be 90, 85. You just got to pull out the victory, okay? Look, Auburn this Saturday, big game coming up. I think the player of the game is going to be Rob Dillingham. I think Rob's going to bounce back in a big way. I think he's going to have 20 plus. I think DJ is going to, I'm not sure if DJ is back. I think he's going to be back maybe fully healthy. I know he was limited to about 15 minutes last game. And I'm hoping Trey will make an entrance tonight, but maybe we're saving Trey for Auburn. So anyway, that's the prediction. Finish with saying this, a reminder, stay positive, stay optimistic. Doesn't mean we can't critique, doesn't mean we can't get frustrated, but as fans, as guys who are in ladies, guys and ladies both, because we've got a lot of ladies in Big Blue Nation, let's show support, let's show encouragement, let's have positive vibes right now moving forward, okay? Let's get it done, BBN. It's a shorter video tonight, and I will catch you soon with Tony James on the next drop, and we'll see you soon, all right? Thanks for tuning in, guys. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you're watching this, just subscribe. Just click that subscribe button. Comment. Give me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm a little bit, get things flowing. Building the channel. And, hey, look, we got positive things ahead of us. Don't throw in the towel, man. It's not time. All right? Talk to you guys soon. Bye.